Hello, everyone. I'm going to be talking about how to create effective website. In particular, this is going to be about website design and development and how to write functional websites. So let's go through this. Let me stop that and I could go through a slideshow so you could see it in a better interface. This is the actual source code that I'm writing a website, and this is one of the hundreds of pages or thousands of pages that is going to be demonstrated. But I'll just cover as much as possible in one session. We're discussing how to build website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in this session. And then the title of the video is Creating Effective Website. I previously created a website called Functional, How to Build Functional Website. And functional or effective is basically how you're gonna design a website so that it will impact students and developers and other users, and that they can use it and they can just build similar website for their YouTube channel or for their own company, which would be a small business that they could run. In this video that I'm making, I'm designing MyWebUniversity.com, which is a technical documentation website that it is bringing computer science related courses and topics of IT related operating system development, of database applications and software engineering and all kind of Python, C, C++, and Java, and then Go language. Everything will be discussed in this channel or my web university as time allows. Currently, I have more than 1,600 videos, and you can see this. This is the one of the video that is basically teaching a Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9 at the top level. And so it's from zero to hero. This course is basically or liked so much for all the users so far that have made so many comments and so many people are appreciating it. It's 4 hours and 12 minutes, as you can see. But there's a lot of videos like that. I have that on my YouTube channel, which is the English version, is this button that you click, you will go to a website that's called youtube.com/@mywebuniversity, the channel handle, and that's about more than 1.6 K of videos. Similarly, for YouTube at my web university in Farsi, the second one is about 195 video in Farsi language that I make for my country fellows from Kabul, Afghanistan, where I was born in Kabul, Afghanistan. So I'm making videos to enhance and inspire children in Afghanistan so they can have a future with education and everything. So the other one that I have a book online called my online Linux book for Linux Ubuntu. When you go there, basically you will have 14 chapters online. All of the books are going to be demonstrated here, the materials, what you can use these resources to help you out. At the same time, for I mentioned for little Afghan girls after sixth grade going to seventh grades, they have no future. They're not allowed to go to school to continue their education. So I made these practice arithmetic and math for them so they can go online. Some of them, they don't have computer or internet access, but some people do. And then the ones that do have access, I would appreciate if you share your laptop or keyboard or monitor with them. That way they can get the advantage of learning it for free online from these resources that I'm building. And I would definitely appreciate anybody that if they're entrepreneur or business person that they can contribute to poor little girls in Afghanistan so they can just have a computer at their school monitor, a big monitor, so they can project it, the teacher could project it and show these kind of classes online for them so they can start learning. These are excellent resources for anybody that cannot afford to go to college and they want to learn for free. So I'm just making these videos for you online, and just this one was building website with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which is going to be these three of them at least I'm going to cover. In the previous section, I have covered a lot of Linux, a lot of Python, a lot of Red Hat, Ubuntu, Rocky, Linux, everything. But today's session is building functional website, how you build functional website so the websites are available to you already. And last Sunday, I made this video for the Afghan channel building functional website. And I have to design this one for them to be spoken in Farsi. So I speak in Farsi, and then I'll understand Farsi very fluent. I can read and write Arabic also because of the Holy Quran. But for the Farsi, I was born in Kabul, Afghanistan. As I mentioned, I graduated from Habibia High School back in 40 years ago or something, 43 years ago. And then at that time, I finished high school, Abibia High School. Then I immigrated to Pakistan, and from Pakistan I came to New York, and New York I came to California, and then I finished my bachelor and master in computer science. So that one I spoke. This says Mazabon in Farsi, meaning in Farsi language or Dari. You can say the same thing, Farsi and Dari. And so I'm going to just stop this PowerPoint presentation and go to actual website. So if I refresh this screen, mywebuniversity.com is the website. If I refresh the screen, you can see these pages that they come in. I just put like maybe 16 or 17 different YouTube videos that I have already posted on different topics. As you can see, the topics is enormous. A lot of stuff, whether it's a video 1 of 2 or 2 of 2, or a programming language or operating system, scripting and database, anything that I've covered extensively there. And then there's a lot of documentation, technical documentation on my website that you can use it. And so that is basically these resources, and I'm just showing you 17 or 16 of them here. However, there's 1.6 thousand. So if you click at YouTube, YT stands for youtube.com. At mywebuniversity.com, you basically get my website for my YouTube channel in English. That is this. And you can see about 2.6 K subscriber, which is not much, but it is growing. So I know the more people are going to share this one or know about it, they will enhance their career. And they, if you care about your loved ones, please share it. That way they can just get all this knowledge for free, as if like they're going to college and they are studying. In fact, I did talk as a part-time professor at computer science schools like Pasadena City College. I under computer science major with all the courses related to computer science and IT and business. I taught a lot of courses for 8 years while I was working full-time at prestige companies. In the past 22 years, I have been working as enterprise Linux, enterprise system admin. Before I was a professional system admin, senior for many years, 13 or 20 years there in different companies. But the last 8 years, actually, I have worked as enterprise Linux enterprise system admin again. And then I've been maintaining operating system like Solaris, Linux, and Red Hat, and all those things in and out of it. And I have built systems from scratch. I have designed a lot of stuff, database, consulting, and a lot of the activities like that. So I'm going to just show you that these videos are available for you on the English channel, as well as if you go here on this one and you click on this one, and then notice that this interface is just going to show you now your YouTube channel. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see here it says that you're you're on YouTube at MyWebUniversity, and also on YouTube at MyWebUniversity in Farsi. Both of those two are going to show up there. In addition, in this UI interface, I'm actually building them, and then as time allows, I will do a lot of stuff with Interact and other ones, so I don't have to just maybe I could do it with React or Angular or React with TypeScript or JavaScript, doesn't matter. But eventually, these website, the UI is going to be a lot more improved in terms of as my time allows. But if you go to the 4C channel also, I opened the 4C channel, which is this one. It's about 196 videos. And the last video that I posted, if I go to videos here, the last video I posted was this one, building website, but the one for Delhi, for C or Delhi. So the one that actually, if I close these ones, and I don't have to demonstrate all of the video, you can just go for yourself on this one and then just get it to this. At the same time, if you click on the My Online Linux book, this one is my entire Linux book, manual pages and all the chapters too, for teaching you basic Linux online, chapter 3 for intermediate Linux commands, and chapter 4 for advanced, and chapter 5 for shell scripting, chapter 6 for web servers. All of that one, you can practice it online at my website, at my cloud, which is mywebuniversity.com. And then at the same time, there are chapters to teach you about Linux, Ubuntu, PDF documentation. So I wrote the entire Linux Ubuntu, which is a text format. And then since 1969, when 18T version of Bell Laboratory Unix has been built, these manual pages have been produced by thousands of developers from all over the world with all these companies, whether it's Solaris or Sun Microsystem or Oracle or Red Hat or Ubuntu or CentOS. I mean, a name, you can name of all those different flavor of Unix and Linux. There's documentation for them, and they are in text format. In order for me to just make this one available to most of my students that they couldn't afford the book, I wrote a Python program to generate these ones on the fly, as well as create them static PDF files that you can just use them. In order to just like, for example, if you click on the manual pages for PDF, you see there's about 6 or 7,000 PDF file on this one. Any of them, you click on Docker, for example, I show you what the PDF file for Docker is. So it is just enormous. If you can just go back here, like for example, chapter 8, you could see the manual page for the first one was search for Linux manual pages dynamically. This one was all HTML format. So you could search for any PDF file by just typing your command. Like for example, if you know what PWD is, print working directory, and then you want to see that output, you just type it in and I give you the output for that one with all the kind of flags and options there. If you say, what is mount to do, for example, mounting devices on your system, you do that one. If you say, what is printf statement, you could just get anything that you want to just get that one, you are running. So all of these commands, like for example, I just showed you system D, which is a replacement for init on system 7 and up. you could just get systemd, and then all the flags and options and parameters that you're there, you could get it through this manual pages documentation online. So one resource, and you could just search for whatever you want. And then on top of it, if you go back to one of other chapters, when I say effective website, basically, it is going to serve you and the purpose of what you're looking for. Like chapter 8 was the manual pages for Ubuntu on PDF. We just look for it, and then here, if you just do it, and these are by section 1 through section 9. So each one of them, all the section 9, all of them are here, 1 through 9. And it's a very nice table. You can just do Control F. Let's say you're looking for Python, you just type in, click Python. Now it shows 1 of 12. If you're looking for 3.6 version, you could click on that one. If you're looking for 3.1, you click on that one, and then so on. I mean, you could see the options are a lot, right? So let's say I'm looking for Python 3.10-config, I could do that one. And if I just say Python 3.10.1 PDF, then this one is going to take me to actual Python 3.10 version. And then on top of my PDF file, when I wrote the program to generate all these PDF files from manual pages of Linux Ubuntu, in this case, I give credit to manual pages of Ubuntu, and the programming language I wrote it in was Python. I also used a module called Free PDF library that has a lot of functionality, how to write Python programming and how to write free PDF version. So, and then I give credit to MyWebUniversity, which is my website that I built this one. And as you can see, all the credit are given. At the same time, the whole PDF file documentation is here. So if you're looking for saying that, okay, I need further information on Python, you see this one is 1 of 10 pages. But if you search on, and this one HTTPS, then there's any reference to the hyperlink transfer protocol, like a link that is there, like here, you can see it takes you to python.org PSF version. So if you click on it, it take you to Python. Now the whole internet is at your fingertips. So you are coming at one resource, which was on my website, but now you're on Python website, python.org. And then here, if you just say, let me just go to the main page, python.org, and then I could go to documentation. There's thousands of technical documentation, as well as software version of Python that you can download and everything. So if you go on the documentation, notice if I just make this screen a little bit bigger, and the tutorial section, you could just practice everything on Python. If you're interested, like a if statement, for example, just come in here and learn the syntax of it. If you say, well, I want to do a for statement, it's right there. So everything that I have already made videos for you, you're welcome to use those resources, and then go back here, and then on my website, you say, well, that's great, and that one page, just for this one, I could get it. Could I get the same thing for Red Hat? Yes, you could get, like, that was for Ubuntu, and then right here is chapter 11 is for Red Hat. Chapter 10 is for Rocky Linux. So, and then chapter 9 is C and C++ header files. So if you click on the C and C++ header files, all of this header files, normally you have to be logged on a Linux machine to see the content of these header files. But if you are familiar with C, and then you say Control F and they say standard io.h, that is standard io.h, and then you could see 1 of 6. So I could say, click on this one, standard io.h, which is the header file, and here's the content of that file. All the get C and put C and all of the ones that you're using as a function, as arguments that you're passing to your C program to include them, that is how it is there. And then the same thing if you're doing for C++, IOStream is one of the main one. You could go IOStream, and then that's the one for that information. So the whole thing is really good, available for you. You could go there, and then if you go back to the page, you go to the page that I came from originally. So on this one, if I just go back here and then say, let me just go to chapter 9, and we did 9 and we did 8, and now I'm going to do 10, which is Rocky Linux. And you can see here 9.2 version of Rocky Linux, and all the documentation is available for you. So if you're looking for, let's say Python again here, the Python 3.1 is there, and Python something else version is there. So anything that I have installed on that particular version, and then the manual pages was there at the time of I built the Python program, and I wrote it to generate these files. At that time, 3.9 was the latest one, so I did get the Rocky. And then notice that the manual page is this one, and instead of Ubuntu, it's Rocky, and instead of Red Hat, it's Rocky. So it is whatever manual pages I use, that I give credit to that site. And then right here again, everything is there. And again, if you just do HTTPS, search for HTTPS, then the python.org is there. You click on it, now you're on python.org. And then you could just go on the internet. But at the same time, if you just say, that's great, let me just see if there's chapter 10 for chapter 11 for enterprise version of Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9.2 is the latest that I have installed at the time. And that was at the time was 9.2. Most of our production companies are at 8.10 or 9.5, but the version I could just generate as I go with the new version of it, if it is available. So at this time, you can see here 9.2. If I just look for a similarly, and I could say Control F and then type in GCC for GNU C collection compiler. Right here, you can see the GCC and G++ for C++ is the compiler for GNU collection, as most of you know. And now notice here, I give the credit to MyWebUniversity, Python, and Red Hat Enterprise Linux manual pages, because these text-based documentation were on the actual Linux server that I built it from, and then I wrote, give credit to Python language, and also free PDF, and then MyWebUniversity, because I posted everything at MyWebUniversity, and I program all of it in Python using free PDF library in Python language. So at this time, you can see here the documentation, and this one is 678 pages of documentation. But this is not just it. So you could still search for HTTPS here. Let me just type in HTTPS. It's a little bit slow. Let me HTTPS. And then a search, and then notice here openacc.org is one of them. So openacc for a high performance computing, you can see that openacc, openMPI, and all of that one are very great information that you can look for it. In addition to writing it C, and you could just maybe use openMPI, openacc, and so on. A lot of this technical documentation, it gives you just so much into it, and then you're welcome to just explore the knowledge in there. So if you are looking inside here, you could also search for like a while statement, for example, or a for statement or loop. You could see the syntax of it, and just extract and all the union and all those data structures, extract and other like C++, you have classes and a lot of stuff. So we just all these define variables, and So you could just go on and then see 10 of 49, but there's eventually the actual for statement somewhere there. I think I just passed it right here. You can see, and that this one, or this one does this, and then a lot of looping for statement, while statement, and other ones for each, and other ones that you could do with different languages. You could do it with C and C++ as well. So creating vectors, creating classes. So let's just show you some more feature here that why I say this functional website is going to help you so much in there. So if you're looking for all these knowledge, you can see also on the chapter 2, 3, 4, I actually teach you basic Linux commands. So the basic Linux command, I show you the what is section, the manual pages, and examples for each of the section that you go through. So for example, if you want to practice the calendar command, you can see here is just what is calendar display the calendar. Now here are set of a list of examples that you can click in the program. The command calendar will run on my cloud, and it will give you the calendar of the month, the current month. At the time today is March, so it gives you this. This is all dynamic. So instead of calendar, if you just say, give me the date command, you just run the date command, you get the date command. If you just say, give me the PWD print working directory, you get the output of that one. Or say, uname plus dash A. This plus is replacement on the query string as the space. So if you're inside the actual code, you just type in uname dash A. So since I'm doing it on the browser, all you need is just a browser and internet access, and then the desire to learn at your own pace. So you could learn all of this one on the fly. And if you say, well, and this really good, or can I just learn any Linux command? Mostly yes, all of them, except the one that has permissions and securities, and sometimes I wrote it in terms of documentation for you. Sometimes I just wrote it to just help you out with basically, like if you go here, so like on chapter 2, I showed you all of these commands. You can practice them, whatever command you are practicing them, and then at the same time, God bless my elder brother, Dr. Haman Lutfi. He was inspiration for my life, and I'm dedicating this book to for him. He's no longer with us, and he was a very noble person. He was a cardiologist at Kaiser Permanente for more than 50 years, and then helped a lot of people, inspired everything that I have in my life. I owe it to him. So I dedicated this book to him, and I just want to show you why this book is going to serve you and helping you on your career path. So if you look at the videos that I made available here, for each chapters, I have like chapter 2, 33 commands here that you can practice all of them online. And if you say, well, can you show me the cat command? Cat stands for concatenation. It displays the content of a file or one or more files. So in this case, cat etc OS release. This is going to show you that OS release has 13 lines because this minus n is there. But notice that the actual command is running on my computer and give you the output on your browser. That's the nice thing about it. If you search for these kind of programs, even on Google and other ones, normally people, they don't write the entire Linux operating system to be online for you, and you can practice it there because of permission and securities. And people say that we don't have that kind of availability for you. They can provide you, like Google could give you a VM that you can practice it, and you can every day it will be wiped out after the maintenance is run. So it will just lose some of the data, but here you can practice as a student to learn the commands, and there's no charge, there's no fees or anything, and there's not even asking you for any subscription and no setting cookies or anything. You just come in and learn it, and then you go to do your business. So at this time, you can see here all the files that are there. If you're looking for more than one file, like here, it is displaying both files together, and the etc network and etc OS release. And then if you say, well, that is great, I want to just say, can I get the manual pages here? Yes, you can get the manual pages by clicking here, and now you see the cat command with all the description is provided here. So, and then on top of it, if you want to see the cat command in more details on my videos, I made a lot of videos to teach you basic of Linux. And with this video, I have explained the extensive how you can use the cat command, the calendar command, and all of that one. And then on top of it, like sometimes if you want to know cat and zcat, just watch this video. This video is about some hours long, and then it teaches you cat command and zcat command. Or this one is top and htop. So each video is very effective in terms of what you want to learn and what you want to watch. So chapter 3, I mentioned about security. So if you go to intermediate chapters, you can see here I have about 33 commands. And then a lot of the videos also for teaching you the find command, the extern command. Some of them are in English, some of them are in Farsi. So for each of those ones, you can watch the particular video depending on your choice. But at the same time, like what is term, xclock, xcal, xorg, all of that one, xorg or term utilities, you can see the GNU utilities, you can practice it on this video. The whole video is maybe 1 hour long or something. And then the intermediate level, you can watch this video to just learn the entire 33 commands on one video. So at the same time, if I go on, because of security, I mentioned sometimes I don't allow people to run the change mode or add user or create a file or something on my system or hack or remove some file contents. So I made a lot of documentation for you online, like a book that you can just read it online and say, what is these octet numbers and what is UMask, what is these permissions, change ownership, change mode, change group, all of those ones, or explain like a book. You can just read the whole book online. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to go to Amazon, buy it. At some point, maybe I will just make it an Amazon book just to pay off for my website and then all the services, the network that I'm just paying out of the pocket for everything. But you just have to do your business at some point. But right now I'm making it for free, and you're welcome to just learn from it, and you don't have to pay for anything. Just go online, and all you need is a browser and internet access and the desire to learn at your own pace. So this is what is cool about it. And then the change group is similarly like documentation on change group, because that is also permission. Similarly for change owner. And then any of the commands like the password and other ones that I don't want to just run it on my system, I provided the documentation here. And then, for example, in chapter 4, you can see here, chapter 4, which is advanced level, you can see a lot of the technical documentation that I have for chapter 4 is about 88 commands. So it's 11 columns and 8 rows. 8 times 11 is 88. And 88 ones for each of these rows, I make one video. This one is going to cover advanced level command part 2 of that one, which is rule number 2. This is rule number 1. And then the last one is row number 8 of 8, which is this one. So the G core and to make is covered on video number 8 of 8. Similarly, for example, this is 8 of 8. 6 of 8 would be row number 6, which is GDB all the way to LS hardware, list hardware. So the videos that you're looking for, some of the commands are like process stream 3. You can actually run that command on my server and say, let me get the system D process. System D has the process 1, which is the mother of all the processes. And that was on the previous system, version 7 and lower. And then starting at version 7, we have system D. And system D replaced the init. Init was for system 5 release 4. And all the version that was originally started with Bell Laboratory of Unix operating system at AT&T, Bell Lab, by Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson. Later on, the later version that was added to Sun OS and FreeBSD and BSD, OpenBSD, and Mac OS X, Darwin version, all of those ones were based on Unix, and then the Linux, Linus Torvalds, and back in '92, and that when he started Linux, that Linux version has now a lot of system D, which is whether you're running Red Hat or Fedora. Fedora is actually the distribution for both Red Hat and Fedora, and or a lot of other ones like CentOS and other ones. They're all based on Fedora distribution. And that's for the Fedora project. Red Hat is one of the Fedora project. But the flavor that whether you use Linux Red Hat or Linux Ubuntu or Linux Ubuntu is another distribution similar to Fedora distribution. Linux Mint and Linux Ubuntu, a lot of those ones also have their own version of it. And I'm running this MyWebUniversity at Linux Ubuntu. So the entire book that I'm doing is based on Ubuntu Linux version. So when you click on this one, system D, you can see the process is stream 3, 1, it shows you PS3, 1, but then notice here, the entire thing is as a stream 3 with process ID and everything on top of it. So you can run the command and get the output. And if you say, Wahid, this is good, can I look at the main process that this program, the CGI program, Python program that runs? Yes, you can get that one and say, you actually start the SH, and SH is respond the PS3. So you can see that one. And if you say, give me a manual pages of process stream 3, I give you the manual pages here. And if you say, can I get that one in PDF file format? Yes, you could get it PDF format as well. Just go to my website. And then notice here, you can search for all of these commands on Red Hat and Linux Ubuntu and other ones. So if you are looking at PS3 for Linux Ubuntu, then you have to click on here. If you are looking at it on Red Hat, you click on here. If you are, Rocky, you click on chapter 10. Red Hat chapter 11. And then the same thing, dynamic page, you can get it for Linux Ubuntu. So I already showed you on the Linux Ubuntu, the actual command that you could do a control F search for PS3 and that way, or you could just go to the dynamic page here and click on the dynamic page. And then the dynamic page is going to just load. So right now it is spinning because of a lot of other resources, or sometimes taking a little bit of time, but a few seconds is not that a big deal. So you could type in PS3 here, and then this one, on the fly, I generate the PS3 PDF version for you. So this one, as you type in the command, I generated the PDF file for it. And then you can see here, if I just, I zoom in too much, if you could see it's the PS3 display a 3 process, and all the arguments are here. So this is very cool. And then when you're doing it on the website, that display the output for you, like I did on chapter 4, I click on this page. Let me just go down a little bit. And then click here, and you see the output is for process stream 3.1. It is just giving you on the browser. So you don't have to be logged on a Linux server to see the output of your commands. But if you happen to have a Linux server like I do, and you just say open a terminal here, now I say cat -n etc os-release. This is MyWebUniversity running version 24.04. And so if I just make this screen wider, you can see the whole thing in one shot. You can also do a laugh out loud cat -a, like getting that in animation kind of text. So each line that is displays, you can read one line at a time. That is really cool for demonstration and also for your eyes. It's more pleasant to read it. But if you just prefer the white text, that's also good with me. And I like it that way also. So the next thing that I want to show you, remember that manual pages, if you look at manual pages, this is what you are going to get when you're logged on in front of a Linux server. You get the manual pages based on that one. Notice that the whole thing is displayed for you in a very nice format, and then, but it's a text based. So imagine how I had to do it in order to just translate this one and provide you on a web server. You don't have to be logged on a Linux machine to do it, and then you just come in on my website and then just run the command to get the output on the PDF files or anything. So let me just close this one, and I will close, not close this one actually. This one, I could just click on it, and then right here, if I just look for, let's say on the Linux Ubuntu, we already opened the PS3 command here in PDF file. So that text format is good, but I made it better for you. I wrote the Python program. You don't have to be logged on a Linux server. You get the output here on the browser. Okay, that's very nice to just have the interface for you. At the same time, like if you just let's say, Wahid, this is good for Linux servers. Do you have something for maybe Windows and PowerShell? Yes, I do. So if you just go on advanced or chapter 3 or chapter 2, on any of these 3 chapters, there's a section at the bottom of this page that I give you more manual pages in Linux and PDF formats. So right here, this link, I say link Windows and technical docs for PDF format. There's about 46,000 PDF files on this website, on this page. On this page, all PDF format, whether you're looking for Ubuntu or Red Hat or Rocky or Windows PowerShell, I have some number for you, or number of PDF files. Like for example, for Red Hat Rocky 9, Red Hat Linux 9.2, I have about 12,477. So if you click on this one, you just get into the Red Hat page, and then you can search for any of the PDF from section 1 through section 9. All of them are available here. At the same time, if you say, that is great, then let me just go back to this page and then say, I want to go to chapter 4. I told you that you can go any of these chapters. You don't have to always go chapter 4. So chapter 3 at the bottom right here also tells you that you have technical documentation. You click on it, and then you could see if you want to get to Rocky version of 9.2, about 11,498 PDF files here. So a lot of the commands, like for example, Control F, let's say you're looking for mount command, you can see all of these commands are there. And then user add command, for example, user add, is all of that are there. And these are section 8, meaning the system administrator level. All of the command like mount and user add, user del, user group are in those sections. So if you go on my book for practicing some of the commands on chapter 4 for user add and other ones, notice here I create you the user add, user del, user mode, group add, group mod, group del. But it doesn't matter which one you click. I bring you the command line syntax with examples. So I don't allow you to add user or modify a user on my server because that's permission, as I stated in the past. So the commands that are not permission restricted, I just allow you to run it on my website. So if you just are coming to practice more commands, you can also go to chapter 5, which is the entire shell scripting that you can practice Linux shell scripting online. So this is a very cool for those of you that are developing shell scripting and practicing it. Here's, I provide you the actual shell script, the content. You can see that I wrote it and I have the information here that says that this is the script and what it does. It tells you all of it and the variable declaration, everything. Similarly for the all other ones that are here. And then if you say, okay, the for each statement, this one, what is this script? You could see that it does those characters, those numbers, and then the sports and apples and all of that one. It runs those one within a for each statement. But if you say, well, can I practice that for each statement? Yes, you could actually run it on my system, and then you could see the script is there. If you see that you want to know that the script, you can copy it. Yes, you can highlight this one, and you can do it and modify it at your machine, and then just change the arguments to the for statement, and now you have a shell script written and for loop and for each loop. And similarly with if statement, similarly. But if you say, well, this is good, can I just run the script? I just showed you that one. If you say compare 10 and 10, since they are equal, it will say they are equal. And then if you say compare 400, let's say compare 100 and 200, you can see that 100 is less than a value of 200 will be printed here. At the same time, if you click here, I told you that now whatever command you're allowed, you can type it here. For example, I told you you can type in pwd. Let me make this one bigger. Now you can see it better. So if I type in, for example, calendar, last time I showed you the current calendar, it will tell you the same output here, calendar. And if you say calendar 9070, give me the calendar of 9070, it gives me the calendar of 9070. If you say run the date command, you will run the date command. Run the uname minus a command, it will run that one. Run the, let's say, df minus h command, you will get the output of that. Or run the ls minus l command. Let me just see if I, ls minus l command, you will see the output is there. But if I want to say rm minus rf star dot sh, for example, it says, no, you're not allowed to do that one. You say rm minus rf star dot cgi, can I do that or not? You're not allowed to do that either. So can you do rm minus rf star? No, you cannot allow to do that. Let's say, can you touch a file? It's not allowed. So, oh, sorry, I wrote that. Touch this, and then it's not doing anything, but ls minus l this. If the file is not showing, because some of the commands I don't have to check for every individual command. However, I don't allow people to do a user add or group add. Some of the commands, group add or something, is not allowed, and user mode is not allowed. And then you cannot create a file, say ls minus l, let's say do echo rm minus rf this, to send it to a file on the /10 and call it tt.sh, and then do a semicolon bash minus x temp /t3.sh. So you cannot just run those commands here. Here I just say create this file, and then as you do that rm minus rf root, it's going to say bash minus X, I mean, run it with debug, execute it, you don't have to have a permission. The same file that you named it, you could name it anything, I just don't have to. I read this input arguments that you pass in, and then whatever argument you pass in, I just execute that command if it is valid and is allowed by my program. But if it is not allowed, you cannot just do that one. So the list of commands that you can type in is a lot, everything that is allowed, but at the same time, you cannot hack the system just by going to this one. And nobody wants to hack a website, education website, that is kind of ridiculous to just prevent people from learning for free. And hackers usually they are after money, and there's no money involved here. But at the same time, if you just say something like this and you say that execute this command doesn't mean anything on Linux. If you say, for example, date semicolon pwd and then a semicolon rm minus rm slash, say, okay, I'm going to do some sort of SQL injection because I know date and pwd or valid command and they could run, but after that one, I'll just remove it and then I say, yeah, this combination is not allowed. So then it is kind of very secure, and as you can see, I've been building it since 2000. The website is itself is, and you can see, let me move the zoom out of the way. You can see here it's 2000 to 2025. So a lot of the information are there. And in fact, actually, my brother Hamid Lutfi, which is also a software engineer, computer science degree, both of us have been working in the industry for more than 30 years. We both have computer science degree. We have been building it, designing it, talk about it, discuss this site, and every time we build it, we make sure that the security, cybersecurity aspect of it, software engineering, the design level, everything is robust, so we can scale up this website to help more students and everything. And then I'm thankful to God that I have a brother that can help me on the same time, and he is also working full time at Apple and Google and other companies as a software engineer. But at the same time, he's sometimes working full time on this one, sometimes part time, as his time allows. So I'm working with him to just build this website together. And then at the same time, I'm making all these videos here to help you out, and then I hope you could learn from it and enjoy from it. And then I want to show you some more of the code level as we went through this one. On this one, I didn't show you the practice arithmetic. So this one is actually, this page is for people that they want to practice addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, power function, square root function. Later on, I may add some more functionality to do other math and maybe build a calculator or something. All of that one could come next. But at the same time, right now, people could practice addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Even from a first grade student, they can learn addition, subtraction, multiplication, division up to maybe 7th grade. And then after that one, they can use power function, square root function, and other ones. So if you are just doing multiplication, for example, you can see here the multiplication of 2 times 3 is 6, and you get 6 here. So if you just increase the number, the result comes in as a number. To recalculate, you just get the number. So 3 times 5 is 8, I'm saying 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 5 is 15, and you get the output here. And notice that you can also do right click here, inspect, and then on the console, as I was doing it, you can see on the console, let me move the console a little bit bigger here. You can see here all the console window, it actually showed you the output. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is this. So on the console, you can actually do more on it, right? So if I just move this one further up and say clear the screen console dot clear, I'm sorry, console dot clear as a function, now clears the screen. So next time I just change this number and say 4 times 5 is going to be 20, and then 4 times 5 is 20 on the output here. On the console, I can also write 5 times 5 is 25, and so on all of those ones, including the math functions, like math.pow of to the power of 10 is 1024, and you could get those information, but that's a console of the page. So those of you that are interested to learn or teach younger kids, whether your younger brothers or a younger sister or some other friends and students, family that you want to teach them math online, this is good source for you. So like similar to multiplication, there's addition that you can add numbers together, and then you can grow these numbers as big as you want. So it is not just like smaller numbers that you have to do it. And then you can also do like this one minus. So if a student has $24 and owes $4, now he's going to have $20 on his hand. So that way you can practice like this 25 minus 4 is $21 on hand. You can practice it, and at the same time, you can look at the inspect for the console. All the outputs are showing here. And so let me show you one more thing on the division. For example, you could do subtraction, addition, division. For example, for the division, if you just divide it 3 by 2, you get a 1.5. If you divide it 3 by 4, you could get 0.75. As the number on the denominator increase, you just get a different value, as you know. And then notice that 3 divided by 7 is this larger fraction number, 0.42, some large number, right? So if you just reset these values to nothing, 0, you can just reset them, or you just decrease the number here, decrease the number here. So if you just say, give me the result of that one, is there. Notice that minus 9 divided by 1, let's say, and divided by 1 is 9, right? So minus 9. And then if I just do this one and minus 9, minus 1, then it should be 9. Divided, because the fraction, the negative numbers are going to be positive result for both of them. So at this time, if I just reset this one to 0, meaning that minus 9 divided by 0, that's denominator cannot be equal to 0. So my program detects that one, says division by 0 is not allowed, and it marks it as red, and it gives you. Until you just change this number, doesn't matter. The denominator is still 0, it still tell you that any number divided by 0 is not allowed. Once you increase that number, and then you just click it, it goes back to green, and it is going to do it. So it's very good thing for students to practice their knowledge of math and science. Not science, actually, this is math, arithmetic. So if I go back here and then just say, give me the power function, the power just increase 5 to the power of 2, that is 25, right? But at the same time, if I say 2 to the power of 5, let's go to 2 to the power of 5, 2, and then this one is 5, and then you can see 2 to the power of 5 is 32, meaning that 2 times 2 times 2, 5 times, it is going to be there. So if I go and inspect on this one, you can see on the console, I'm going to make this screen a little bit bigger, and then move the console a little bit higher. Notice that power of 2 is there, but at the same time, 5 to the power of 2 is also 25. But 5 times 5 is also 25, but that's different than 5 to the power of 2, meaning that 5 times 3 is 15, that's multiplication, But 5 to the power of 3 is different. You can see 125, meaning that 5 times 5 times 5, which is 5 times 5 times 5, that's 125. If you look at like 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, that is saying that 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8. Or you could say math dot tau of, let me just see, I can hardly see what I'm typing. Let me move this zoom out. Okay, now I can see it. Math dot pow of 2 comma 3, that is also giving you 8. Or 2 to the power of 3 also give you 8. So math dot pow of 2 to the power of 10, that's going to give you 1024, and 2 to the power of 10 also give you 1024. And 1024 is basically the number of ports that you can open in Linux servers. And if you say, how many maximum ports I can run in a web server, it is to the power of 16, sorry, not 15, to the power of 16, because register size was 16-bit. And so that is to the power of 16. I have been typing, I meant to say 16, and then that's why the number is this one, not that one. Okay, so that is basically the power function. You can practice it. And then the power function, as the numerator goes, the number gets much larger. And then if I just go this number, increase it, and then increase this one, you can see that the number gets really huge. 10 to the power of 14 means 14 zeros after it. If I just do it 2 times, obviously it becomes 100. So now it is 100. 3 times to 10 to the power of 3, 3 digit at 1000. So if I do it 6 digit, is 1 million. 1 with 6 zeros. Similarly with all these other numbers, right? 1 billion, you have to do it nine times. What the 9-digit zeros. Okay, so you got that one, and the students could at different level of classes, and they could practice these online and do it. On top of it, I also wrote another JavaScript called image underscore nowruz.html, because in Kabul, Afghanistan, and a lot of Muslim countries, we had a new year, which is called Nowruz, or New Year, Rosa now, the new date for the new year. It is Nowruz. And I made this site, let me just put to 100%. So this one, you can see the entire page is displayed with all these nice posters. Some of my friends send it to social media, and I just compile them together within this JavaScript that is going to rotate it, cycle in every few seconds. Some of them that you cycle within 5 seconds, 2 seconds, and 3, and it just says Happy New Year basically on the image. Happy Nowruz, or Happy New Year. And then this one says in Pashto and also in Farsi, which is both languages in Afghanistan use it. This one says in the name of God, and then we owe everything to the merciful God that created us. And I hope you all have a great time and have a wonderful time, and subscribe to our channel and learn from it, and share it with your great friends and loved ones, so they can practice it online there. At the same time here, if I just show you some of the code here, let me just go here and then say clear screen. So I'm gonna go just to show you the JavaScript docs here, and then here all of the files that are here are called JS. So if I say cat -n star.js, all of them are showing line by line numbers. But if I say let's do a find command, find dot minus name star.js, this will just give you all the files with the JS. So if I say word count minus L, it says 31 of them. But then if I say do a while read a var, and then do say echo working on the $var, and then backtick the date command on this date on this date command, and then you could say um, laugh out loud. Let me close this and say pipe laugh out loud cat minus A for animation. It will show that one there. Then you do a stat and then stat $, var, and then you do another laugh out loud cat there. And then I could do also that one in animation, so it was a little bit slower. And then at the same time say sleep 2 seconds, and then run the cat minus n $var, and then at the same time say laugh out loud cat minus A, and then run the date command. After that, then sleep 2 seconds and done. So this is basically gonna go through those 31 files. It's gonna put this line on top of every command. Then it says that does a statistic on it, and it does this. So at the same time, say echo completed the file $var, and then that one I don't want to do in a different color. I want to do a text, say done. So notice it is really cool. It runs, and there it shows you the actual line by line of the code. It does start on it, and it does show you the JavaScript code, and then it tells you the date, and then it says completed the file dot release sc. Then it opens the next line and says checking on this file on this particular date, and then the timestamp shows there, the stats on it, and each file as it goes there. So it is very, very cool way to write program and enjoy your day, because as a programmer, we say we don't have life, but it doesn't have to be that way all the time. Now the technology have improved so much by learning, by doing different things at different time. You could also enjoy your life and practice these things for fun and do it there. Okay, so this is how this program was going to just run until all the 31 files are loaded, and then for maybe 1 more minute, I'm just gonna leave it like that so you can see it without me talking about it, and then I will just end the video after that one. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. And then if this one inspire you to just learn a lot from it, and then make sure that you pass on the knowledge and share the knowledge with your friends, loved ones, families, friends, so you can share with them. By sharing, you care also about their life. Take care. God bless you all. Bye-bye.